Alistair, you really wouldn't shave your balls for me if I wanted you to.
You really want me to shave my balls?
Sometimes I like you to shave your balls. A nice set of shaved balls look real pretty sometimes.
You are supposed to be hairy down there, Zachary.
Supposed to be hairy down there.
You're supposed to be hairy. Hair's supposed to be down there.
It is like the biggest challenge getting him to shave his balls sometimes.
It's scary. You put sharp blades down there?
Not supposed to happen.
Not supposed to happen.
Okay. But you love me, so you'll do it for me. If I really, really want you to, you'll do it for me.
I will do anything for you. Even shave my balls.
This video is brought to you by manscaped.com, and they have just sent me over their new performance package. The performance package includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. It also includes a Lawnmower 4.0. This is a waterproof cordless trimmer that is built with advanced skin-safe technology. It also includes the Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, and the Crop Reviver, a ball toner spray. And then you get a couple gifts, the Shed Travel Bag and Manscaped Anti-Chafing Boxers. Now don't wait too long. Make sure you get on over to manscaped.com. Use my code AZB. You can get 20% off plus free international shipping plus 2 free gifts. Good deal. Okay, let me get the trimmer real fast. Alright, for trimming Alistair's balls today, we're going to be using the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. It's a nice little compact trimmer. It's got a light, so even in the darkest of conditions, Alistair, you'll be able to see your balls as you're trimming. So there shouldn't be any nicks or cuts. It is waterproof, which is perfect because he's in the shower right now. And we've got a couple guards. So are you ready, baby?
I'm ready. What part do I start on?
Where do you start?
Top or bottom?
I mean, you shaved your balls before. I don't know. Do you want a guard? Should I show the before and afters? Let me know. You scared?
So I put it against
Baby,
the skin.
you're fine. You're fine. Just do it.
Are you sure?
Just do it.
You promise?
You're okay.
It tickles. Okay.
Do you want me to do it?
Yes. Yes.
You're not more scared of me doing it? I'd be more nervous with you doing it.
No, because then I can just look away.
Okay. Give it to me. Why are you holding them? Why are you holding them like that?
I will close my eyes.
You nervous?
Yes.
What if I do cut you?
Then I will scream.
Gosh dang, man, you gotta trim this stuff.
That's what I got Manscaped for.
More regularly. I'm doing a good job, man.
Yes, yes.
I am. Just gotta get like at an angle, I guess. Okay.
Zachary, I do believe you have a future in ball barbery.
On ball barbery. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous.
Thanks for helping a bro out.
A roommate loves to help a roommate. I'm pretty happy with my workmanship here. Try. I think it looks good. It's pretty.
It's pretty?
It's pretty. It's cute. Look at it. Okay, I'm about to shower with my husband. We'll talk to you later.
Do you think that you had any sexual hang-ups that you regret having when you were in your early 20s?
Oh, a lot of them. Yeah, absolutely. Like, that sex was bad. Yeah, I just elaborated on that. I thought sex was a bad thing. Meanwhile, I was like, sexting all the guys and sending my junk to everybody. But, you know, if you have sex with them, it's a bad deal. You can't do that. It's against God. It's sinful. It's a lot of a lot of religion went into that too. A lot of religious think.
So you were cyber sex positive.
I was very sex positive.
Sex positive.
I also thought bottoming was a really big deal. And it is. I had a serious boyfriend. I was not about to bottom for any other guy. That was the guy I was going to bottom for. I was like, I'm going to marry him. I'm going to be with him. We're going to be together forever. Blah, 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 blah. And going into bottoming for him, I just was so uncomfortable with the entire experience. And I feel like you need a partner that is going to go through that experience with you to help you feel more comfortable, right? It's a bottom and top's responsibility together to make sure the entire situation is comfortable for every party involved. When I was in my late teens, I was like too scared to go buy condoms. Right? And it's like, I should have had a partner with me that's like, actually, it's okay. But instead, he would wait in the car, and I would go through the checkout counter. Yes. And I would go through the checkout counter because he didn't want to be buying that stuff with me. Condoms, none of that. He didn't want to buy Astroglide, forget about it. I put Astroglide in we were shopping one time together at the Walmart. I put Astroglide in our, like, one of those little handheld cart things, like baskets. And we got up there, and he saw it, and he, like, left the line and left me there to pay for it. And I was like,
You should have broken up with him right there.
But I was freaking in love with the guy. I was like, oh, that's okay, whatever. I was like, just, we were closeted guys. We were like, oh, we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want people knowing we're, like, doing stuff. I also think I used to have a hang-up about, it's not even really a hang-up, but, like, I used to have a sort of a idea about top and bottom rules.
I was just thinking about that.
Were you? What were you thinking about it? I want to go into that.
At some point, you'd asked me
Okay.
if I was a top or a bottom, and I said, we were texting back and forth actually at that point, and I said, why does it matter? If we have a connection, we have a connection. We can move past that emotionally, and then like talk about it, because I think that as long as everybody in a relationship, at least a relationship that I have, is comfortable, we can try different things. And like you and I honestly didn't do any penetrative sex until we got married. Not so much intentionally. I think that we were just both very nervous about it. And yeah, we didn't move in together, and we
didn't have sex. We didn't move in together. We didn't do nothing.
Well, we did sex stuff. So we were already. It sounds bad to say, but satisfying each other in a different way, So it was like, okay.
Did you have sex conversations with your parents?
No.
Wait,
the only time my mom ever had a sex conversation with me? I'm sorry, Mom. She shouldn't be watching this video, by the way, anyway. I should put it at the beginning. This is going to be like a sex talk.
This is not for Jennifer Garcia.
This is not for my mom. When I came out to her officially and like wrote her a note, she picked me up from the house because I was supposed to go to a doctor's appointment. I left the note in her car, and she picked me up, and she'd already read the note, right? And so like I came into the car, and we had a conversation about it. Her only question at that point was, that, it wasn't even really a question, but it was, I just want to make sure that you are not going to get any sort of like disease like HIV or AIDS. And so I had to break that down for her, just like you kind of did with your frequently asked questions, like email that you sent to your mother.
I sent that to everybody.
Yes,
I had to, answers all of your questions.
I
Don't
did
ask
have
me
to
anything.
break that down to my mom as well, and I had to be like, well, like that applies to straight people as well. Just because I'm gay, doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and get AIDS. That was the only time that she and I ever had like a conversation about it, and she like told me wear condoms and stuff like that. Like I had never had a conversation with her about that before.
Speaking of our straight friends, I feel like our straight friends often ask questions.
I think people are just curious, and I think we should allow them to be curious. And we should be. Not everybody's comfortable, being the answer booklet or the guinea pig to questions like that, right? But I take it upon myself, like if somebody has a question about, a homosexual relationship, of course I'm going to like answer that, and I'm happy to do it because there's just, I don't know, how else are they going to know if they genuinely don't know an answer, or if they have like a societal like norm ingrained into their heads, how are they going to know otherwise? Like if Jessica Simpson hadn't asked, is this chicken or fish, how would she have known?
True. I mean, you got to figure out what's chicken or fish.
It says chicken of the sea.
All of our straight followers, please.
I don't know what we're doing here. What is this video?
I don't know.
Are we doing like
I'm handing you the
like
camera
a sex
now.
positive video?
I guess so.
Alright, howdy howdy. Make sure I'm in frame. Yep, okay. So that footage you just saw actually is from October 2022. It was around Alistair's 30th birthday, and he couldn't really get off work, so we decided to have a staycation. We stayed in El Paso. We got a little hotel room somewhere, and we had a Sexcapades night. It was a sexcation, if you will. But during it, we filmed a lot. A lot of stuff, but we had a lot of conversations that we filmed about sex, and we had long conversations about sex that were really, really good and thought-provoking. And we filmed a lot of that, and a lot about our ideas of sex when we were younger versus our idea of sex now, and sort of that whole evolution, right? But I was gonna put it out. I edited the video, and I was like, I don't know, this might be too much for YouTube. No, Bubby. If you hear a bell, that's my dog wanting to go out. We've trained him to use the bell. So I just put all that footage away on a hard drive with the hours and hours of other footage that probably never see the light of day either. But okay, so you guys remember roundabout. You guys remember Marky Miller, right? And he's still on YouTube right now. But when I was going through my tail end of high school, all through college, Marky Miller was like really important to me as far as my own acceptance of myself, my sexuality, and his channel was just a really big deal for me, and really made me understand that I am who I am, and it's okay. That's okay to be who you are. But so today, Marky Miller still has he has a Patreon that I subscribe to, and he has a podcast on that Patreon. And he recently did an episode of that podcast all about sex, and he brought his friend Sean in, and they did this sort of an episode like just very sex focused, particularly about gay sex, and it was a really, really good episode, and it was framed really well, and I'd never remembered Mark talking all that much about sex, and so it was really refreshing to hear him talk about these topics. And during the episode, there was a couple points I really related to, and one of those was that Sean was talking about sort of the idea of guilt and sex and those intermingling sort of aspects, and particularly Catholic guilt. And so he was talking about his own Catholic guilt, and when you're growing up and you start learning about yourself and your body, and you start masturbating. I might have to censor some of these words. I don't know how YouTube is. But he was talking about how, when he would do things like that, growing up, that his Catholic shame would kick in, right? And he would feel like God was watching him, and that he would have to go and confess his sins and then repent and say a bunch of Hail Marys and all that stuff. And I really related to that because that's exactly how I grew up as well, with the idea that God was always watching. God's eye was always on you, and everything that you did, not even just sex related, was bad. And really with sex, just all through college, man, growing up all through college, I always thought that sex was a really bad thing, and whether I was engaging in any sexual activity with anybody else or just with myself, it was all bad. And my religion really would kick in, and I call it my religious-based OCD, would really set my OCD off, right? And I would cross myself throughout the day, just like over and over and over again, and it really set off a lot of OCD tendencies for me. And so that was just a lot of guilt, religious guilt, Catholic shame, and it took me a really long time to kind of come to terms with that and start working through it and getting over it. I also had a lot of sexual trauma growing up, so it just a bunch of stuff that I had to kind of get over, right? And so I thought that point of the episode was really, really good. There was another part where I think it was Mark who was talking about it, about keeping, when you're in a longer term relationship, and keeping your sex life fresh, and the idea of a staycation, which reminded me about the past October, and how, I don't know, going to a hotel, even in your same town, and having sex there is so refreshing. And I completely agreed with that, like whenever me and Alistair have been at a hotel, it's always the hottest sex we ever have. There's something about being away from home, being outside of your comfort zone, that's really risque, I guess, risque. And then he went into a bunch of other stuff and ways that, foreplay ideas and just different ways to keep your sex life fresh. And it was just, I don't know, it was really interesting hearing him talk about that, right? Like you never really heard Mark talk about things like that. And I guess behind a Patreon wall, it's easier to do that. And he has more freedom to do that because YouTube is very, very finicky about all of this stuff. But it just reminded me of all that footage that I had about those conversations over on that I had on that hard drive, and so I figured I'd put it in this video. But a lot of it was just we were still drinking back then. I've been real good about not drinking since New Year's. I did drink in New York City, but about not drinking since New Year's and we were pretty tipsy during a lot of those conversations. So those are conversations I think I'm going to repeat on camera when we're sober. But I did put a couple of it in here because I don't know, I really enjoy talking about sex. See, I learned everything about sex from the school and friends, or I learned I learned a lot about sex from random ass chat rooms on the internet, talking to a bunch of strangers I probably shouldn't have been talking to, and they shouldn't have been talking to me. And that's just not the healthiest way to go about it, And so I really do glean a lot, even today as a 28-year-old, from conversations I have about sex with my husband, with friends. It's all really positive, and I enjoy other people's, especially with gay men, other people's sort of ideas about sex, right? Or like if you've ever been in a sexual situation that was really embarrassing, sharing that with friends or with a partner, it's just, they might also relate to an experience like that, right? So like these conversations are good. Conversations about sex with people you trust are healthy and they're good. Time and place, obviously, but I don't know, get in there, get in the conversation, good 20 questions game or truth or dare, right?
Truth or dare. Dare. I dare you to speak a line that you would sext.
Speak a line that I would sext.
Give us a line of something.
And you'll be able to confirm if it's true.
I've got my messages open.
You're like, keep your
Actually.
glass out.
Daddy want me's.
And it works every single time.
Truth or dare?
Truth. I'm like,
What don't I know? What don't I know? What is your deepest, darkest fantasy? The thing that you want to do but you're afraid to tell anyone about it?
like sexual?
It could be sexual, yeah. Or it could be like killing somebody.
Okay, now.
Please don't tell us that.
Let us know. No. I would like to know now if that's what it is.
This is pretty
right?
incriminating.
I still have a thing though about doing it in a massage parlor. That's like a big fantasy. Like, like getting like a proper rub down. And I know it sounds like porn, but literally there's something about massage and like the oils. And
Like I
everything
already
that.
knew this.
Yeah, but like, but like in a massage parlor though, like when there's like it's like
Ooh,
a
in a
public space as
parlor.
well.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
It's like
really
public
fucking
and
hot.
private.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does the public stuff get you?
I think
You want
so.
like a Russian man with like giant hairy arms, so like accidentally slip it in.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Alistair, truth or dare?
Truth.
Truth. Alistair, where's the wildest place you've like done something sexual, had sex?
Oh yeah. NBC Studios.
Tell me the story,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
NBC?
I think
Here
it was NBC.
in New York
Either
City.
ABC
Yeah.
or NBC. One of the BCs.
I wasn't there.
Alistair, I just told someone this. I didn't say it was you, but I told this story to someone
Yeah.
recently
Tell the
because I love
story.
the story so much.
Oh no! I just it was. I think it might have been my first encounter in New York. Actually, I came down. I think I went to Boxers in Hell's Kitchen, and then I was going to go back with a guy, but his. Now I know it was his boyfriend already took somebody back to their place. So instead, he's a producer at I think it is NBC at NBC, and we went to the building instead, and we went to one of the sound recording rooms.
That is so.
Yeah, and then
that's awesome.
and then afterwards, I really needed to pee. I wasn't even thinking. I left the room, but it automatically locks because it's coded, and so I was stuck in the hallway naked.
Butt ass naked.
banging on the door. Being like,
That is on a security camera several times.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
You're like a meme that they can't pass around. Except for in the office.
How do I top that though? How do I like break into NBC Studios so we can like I get we should be tomorrow like in the view bat and Barbara's old dressing room.
Barbara's old Astroglide in there.
he told me the next time I met up with him that he got in trouble with his boss.
He got caught about it?
Yeah, but no, but he didn't. He was joking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
Oh my
joking.
god. I would have been like,
Right.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
that's a fireable offense.
Yeah,
I think the footage that's out
it is.
there.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I was like, because I was definitely on camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say the footage,
If
yeah.
people were looking at it, they would have found it and then saw him leave.
They're
the room
looking
later.
now. They're like, how
Right.
7 years ago? We'll rewind the tape.
NBC?
Yeah.
What would be your dream role play?
My dream role play. We've done Perfect Strangers before. I liked that.
We did it really
but
badly.
I'd like to do that like now that we've been in it for about 7 years. Because I think we did that like the second week of each other.
Yeah, you go to a bar and pick each other up.
Not like the
yeah.
the sitcom Perfect Strangers.
No, yeah, you
Acting
go
out
to bars.
scenes.
yeah, from a laugh track sitcom.
I think Perfect Strangers really does work for us. So when like our second weekend that we spent together, we role played that like way too soon to be acting like we had just met, and we decided to do Perfect Strangers. So I'd like to do that now. But I think I would like to go to like a bathhouse or something. And 'cause I have the kink, I really like the idea of like running into somebody and having a sexual situation happen in like something like that.
It's funny you guys did that 2 weeks and didn't know each other. It's very like
We thought it was
married
so
couple.
funny, dude.
You're like wearing a wig.
Do you know when we first met, we didn't want to like rush things. We were like,
Okay,
because
that's
we were like
too much.
we were like young guys, and we didn't want to attach too much. We didn't want to rush things, and so we were like, we're not gonna have sex, so we'll only lick balls. That's it. So our Perfect Stranger night, we had to remind each other, hey, even though we're doing Perfect Stranger, we're only licking balls tonight.
What was the negotiation?
I don't know why that. I don't know.
We thought we were being chased, okay?
Oh my god, you said we're keeping sweet.
Yeah, we'll chase like
We can jack off and lick balls, and that's it right now. It was our third time that because we spent a week in Austin. That was the first time we put the dicks in the mouths. Until then, it was just the balls. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it.
Balls only.
We're like, I want to show you I'm committed, but we're gonna wait still.
When
So,
holes
there
were
it is.
shining, it's forbidden.
We'll only lick balls for
Only
now.
balls. Only balls. Have you ever been humiliated by a sexual situation? Where you had to leave in the middle of it, or right after you blocked somebody, or like it was just too humiliating and you had to move on?
No, I don't think I have.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I really don't. I just, because I don't think, even the guy that accused me of giving him an STD that I did not have, I didn't even block that guy. I was like, whatever.
Way too nice about it.
Yeah.
That's all you did, full encounter, and you block and move on to the next.
Yeah, I don't know. And then that guy, like, will comment on my Instagram sometimes, which is, I'm always like, do you remember when you told me that I gave you an STD and that I was lying? But I just, maybe he doesn't, yeah.
No, don't.
Either that or he's still commenting. Remember when you gave me that STD?
Yeah, that's the only comment he leaves.
Cool podcast, but you remember when you gave me that STD?
What's your dream? We'll do like 4 people. Your dream celebrity orgy.
Oh, okay. So, Henry Cavill. Definitely. Probably Chris Evans, Tyler Posey. Yeah, there's something about it.
real dick
That dick slap is.
dick slap.
The
Oh
dick
my
slap
God.
did it for
It's
me.
the dick slap heard
Yeah,
around the world.
100%.
Like the internet.
My dick twitched when I saw it.
Everybody's
Yeah.
He's saying Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
You're
saying
switching
Conor.
between Connor and
McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
We thought you and McGregor. You said you and McGregor.
No,
Yeah.
Connor.
That's why we were all like,
Yes.
yeah, we were all like, what?
Because Conor McGregor makes sense.
I don't know what Conor
for
McGregor
sure.
is.
Conor McGregor, he's a.
Oh, he's a fighter?
Yeah, he walks
Is
like.
anyone that had that video of him like throwing a chair at the bus?
Yeah.
He's not a good person,
Like,
but
come on, man. And he walks around like he's got the
Ewan
biggest
McGregor's
fucking
hot.
balls.
He walks like, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone, I just, it does it for me. He sits out, and I can just picture his balls hanging out. I'm like, Connor, all we have to do is lick balls. We don't have to get
I'd rather
right now. Okay,
go get in the sleeping bag.
get in the fucking sleep. Fucker, get fucked. Get fucked.
It's. I'm like looking in the camera as I'm answering, but yeah, fuck, 100%. Fuck.
Also,
It's like a real rotator bag.
My name is Buck, and I like to fuck.
where's that from?
Kill Bill.
Your name is Buck. Right.
And you came here to fuck.
Right.